It is Final Four week for college soccer in Division Two, and the Franklin Pierce women's team is headed down to Matthews, North Carolina for their semifinal appearance on Friday. We are with fifth year Gianna DeRose and keeper Emilie Fox. Guys, congratulations on making it this far. How does it feel to be heading to the Final Four?
Actually, it still doesn't feel real. I'm waiting for someone to be like, oh, like we're actually not going. 2 years ago we lost in the Elite Eight, and that was really awful. So to make it, that one step further really, really means a lot, especially, as a senior, grad students and stuff like that. This being our last year, it really just means a lot more.
Yeah, for me, it's my last year to even end off this way is just crazy to think about. And, 2 years, as Emily said, we were in the same position. We didn't make it this far, but now my dream has literally came true. So super excited.
You guys have gone unbeaten in the last 11, so you've gotten hot at the right time. What is clicking on both sides of the ball for the Ravens?
So I think beginning of the semester, we had a lot of new players. So it was kind of just getting that chemistry going for us and, just really reiterating it to the younger players that this is this is big. It's kind of like survival at this point. And, we started to really grasp that and play as a family. And I think that's what really clicked with our team towards so that first like set of games that we started to win. So I think that's definitely one reason why it started to work.
Yeah, I think we had like a little bit of a minor hiccup halfway through the season. We let in like 5 goals within 3 games, which was pretty unlike the team. And ever since then, like we've done really good defensively. We've been scoring, and Coach Matt was saying that like it's good to have the hiccup then, and not that hiccup later in the season. And ever since then, we haven't lost a game. We've been pretty consistent all the way around, and this team's like resilience through those hard games has really, shown.
Walk me through the chemistry of this team. We talked about it, Emilie, after you guys won the conference title. You've got more than 40 people on this roster. How do you build a cohesive team that works, that doesn't have ego, that just comes together as a unit to get you to this point?
Um, I feel like, you're bound to have some problems on a team that big and a team in general. And I feel like we as captains have been pretty good about, by figuring that out and, cutting that off and, like just reiterating, like, you're playing for this team. Like, at the end of the day, the goal that goes on the scoreboard doesn't go under your name, it goes under Franklin Pierce. And, the win doesn't get dedicated to one person for doing something, it goes to the team. And we just really, to all the girls, just saying, like, as long as you work hard, you will get what you deserve. And as long as you're supportive for everyone else, you will continue to get what you deserve. And honestly, we've had no problems all year.
We have like
Just,
very good character on the team
yeah.
as well. Like, and I think as captains, most teams do like the whole seniority thing, but everybody's equal on our team. So that's how we like to do it, just because, you know, everybody has a part on the team, whether you're on the field or you're off the field. That's how we like to think about it. You're cheering on the sidelines, that makes a huge impact either way, even if you're not on the field. So we like to really kind of do that on our team. So, yeah.
Let's talk about the NCAA tournament run for you guys to this point. First off, Gianna, I want to start with you. Just when the clock hits zero and all right, we're going to Matthews. What did it feel like when you guys beat Shepherd?
Oh my gosh. It was like a roller coaster of emotions. We had a game before then against who did we play before? Jefferson. And we were down one. I was crying, but tired, like it's my last game. Oh my gosh. And then we made it through. And then when we started to score against Shepherd, it was like, oh my gosh, like we got this. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, once that game ended, it was like I could drop to the floor and start like crying. It was just a crazy feeling.
Emilie, let's talk about the game before that because you guys went to PKs, which is everybody's favorite. It's every goalie's favorite, I'm sure,
Oh, for
against
sure.
Jefferson. What do you like? Take me through the whole thing from missing the first kick, but then getting another opportunity to another team hitting the post and then you coming through with that huge save, which I have to feel like is every goalkeeper's biggest dream.
Oh, it's for sure my biggest dream, but it was hard going into this game for PKs because usually you can look at like past PKs they've taken or if there's been PKs from other rounds, but we didn't have any of that and they didn't really have any PKs throughout the season for me to look at. So I had to just guess, which is like the toughest thing because at this level, like you can't just, focus on like where they're looking or what foot they're using. And it's just, you got to hope for the best. And that first one I got, I was really close. It's so hard being right on the line because sometimes you can't get that step forward, so you can't push it out. And I didn't dive for the next two, which I hate doing. That's every goalie's nightmare. But I was lucky enough that they hit the post, and my teammates had been telling me that shuffling back and forth really threw players for a loop and threw them off. So maybe I intimidated. I don't know. And then the save, it was just like really like electric is like the only word I could think of. Because like that save being like the thing that sent us was just like unreal, like unbelievable. Like I like being there for my team. I always want to, do what's best for the team, and I just always want to propel us forward. I never want to hold them back. So I did my job, which was nice.
Gianna, tell me about this team on the field because there are three teams in the country that are top 10 in goals against average and goals scored. And you guys are one of them. So, what is it about this group that is so balanced and that gets the job done everywhere?
I think that before the games, we all have a job. So we kind of, as Coach Matt says, check all the boxes, and that's what he says before each game. So it's getting first two to every ball. It's not letting your players score, and if everybody does their job, we'll win. That's kind of how we think, and you know, checking all those boxes is kind of what we're focusing on. Like defense, you're on your player, nobody's scoring on us. Attack, we're finishing our chances, we're working together. And we also like to make an environment where you make a mistake, just run back and get the ball. So we're kind of a team and doesn't scream at each other. We have like a really good chemistry on the field when it comes to that. And we just try to make it a positive environment on the field. I feel like if you don't have that, you know, the team breaks down, it becomes negative, and that's something that I think that we really do well in is if we're down a goal, we're working together to get back. We don't put our heads down. So I think that is definitely what we have on the field that a lot of other teams don't. So
Tell me about what happens this week because you guys are going down to probably play on the nicest field you've played on this year. It's a really cool stadium. There's an atmosphere to it that's just different. What are you expecting? What do you think you're walking into, and how do you mentally prepare yourself for it?
Well, for mentally preparing ourselves, I so far, like every game we played during postseason, Coach Matt has kept saying that like this is just another game. Like, don't think of it as like, like the NE10 championship. Don't think about it as like the third round. Like just think of it as a game because at the end of the day, I mean, it's still just a game. Um, like obviously like I'm nervous, the girls are gonna be nervous, but if we just continue thinking about like, like it's okay, like it's just a game, just play our game and don't be nervous. Like I think we'll be good. But I was looking at the stadium earlier and it's grass, right? I want to say it's grass, but it's like
Yeah.
really nice grass. And I like, as a goalkeeper, I love playing on grass. The girls don't love it, but I love it. And the stadium just looks so nice. And I know a lot of my parents are driving down. A lot of the girls' parents are driving down. So I think it's just going to be a really good environment for us to play. I hope practicing on it will make us more comfortable. But yeah.
yeah, that can be pretty intimidating. But yeah, like just going off of what Emilie said, I think throughout the season, our main goal, we kind of changed our goals. So the goal is to win nationals, win NCAA, but that wasn't our goal this season. It was just to win the next game and be present. So I think that is kind of what got us going. And I think that's how we're going to think this week. We're going to get to the first game. We're not going to think about nationals right away. We're just going to focus on that first game and just move forward after that.
That's a really successful way to think about it. And eventually you win the national championship if you're successful enough at that.
Yes.
Uh, what is it about Franklin Pierce? Like, why? in Ringe, New Hampshire, has soccer taken off, and both programs been as good as they've been in recent years?
I think that Franklin Pierce is a very hard place to play at when somebody comes here to play us. The community here is unreal. It's such a small school in the middle of New Hampshire, but the one thing about it is that every sports team, not only men's soccer supporting us, but every sports team is at our games. And you don't usually get or have soccer being one of the main sports at a school. So here, soccer has been one of the main sports everybody comes to support. And I think it is very difficult for other teams to come in here and play here because of how much support we have at those games.
And I was gonna say just like the history of the program, like especially the women's, like we've had 5 national championships, that kind of thing is gonna draw in a lot of really good players. And like I'm from New England, I knew that, the NE10 was the best conference, and that Franklin Pierce was up there and one of like the best schools to play. And I think, athletes looking in for schools and stuff like that, they're gonna see that legacy and want to be part of that history. In the men's team, especially like, I forget how many championships they have, but they're also like building their history, and like players are going to look at that. They're going to see that, these players who are in the MLS came through and stuff like that. So they want to be a part of something like that.
Yeah, and even coming from, I came from a D1 my first 2 years, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, where do I go? Franklin Pierce, it's in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, just instantly when I came on this campus, I was like, wow, like, I mean, we're in the best conference. So yeah.
I was gonna say, why did both of you guys choose Franklin Pierce, and what's your experience been like being a Raven?
Mine, it was actually funny. I was originally told no. They had 3 keepers, and then the coach went down to FIU, so he took 2 of them with him. So the goalie coach ended up reaching back out to me and said, we have 2 spots, if you want to still come. And I was committed to a D3 at the time, and I ended up decommitting and coming back. I really loved the campus. I was always looking at small campuses. And the campus is just very beautiful, and the field is really beautiful. And they had the program I wanted, and that's what really drew me. And I really liked the coaches. They were very personable, and I knew they were going to help me progress as a keeper and just as a player.
Yeah. For me, I was committed to a D1 for since I was a sophomore in high school. So it was always D1, D1. And then towards my second year, one of my coaches at my school actually went to Franklin Pierce. And he was a keeper on the men's team. And he really drew me to just come here. He was like, I really want you to give this place a chance because obviously I wasn't thinking about D2 when I was trying to transfer, but I came here and I'm like, wow, like the program isn't that much different from where I came from at the D1 level. And, obviously the campus, I love the campus. It's small as compared to UMass, where I went to a bigger school, but I just was really drawn by just the community in general and how close everybody was. I didn't get that feeling at my old school, which, yeah, that was definitely one of the reasons why I came here for sure.
Last question. I'll let you guys go on this note. What would it feel like to hop on a plane with a trophy on Sunday night coming back from North Carolina?
Just
On
unreal.
top of the world,
Yeah.
for sure. Oh my
I
gosh.
think that I think that plane ride would just be absolutely electric. Like it would be no better feeling because I don't know. I felt like I came into the season. I was expecting a lot per usual, but we came off a pretty rough season, and the team didn't really change that dramatically. We added some freshmen and some transfers, but the team didn't change that dramatically. So when I saw that, like noticed that, like we were, not letting a lot of things in and scoring a lot, it was like a huge difference from last year. The morale was better. The overall team chemistry was better, and just knew we had something special. So to end on a national championship for my senior year, for a lot of girls' senior years, would just be, the perfect ending.
And I think that a lot of the younger girls, like the girls that have been on that team last year when we came off kind of a rough season, I think that they had a lot more experience under their belt. So when they came in the season, they really stepped up. Claudia, Olivia Crespo, our captain, one of the captains, really stepped up. And yeah, I just think that everybody's gotten more experience under their belt. And this season, like we did very good on working together and kind of building like a family on the field. So
Alive, last question. Do you guys hear "Hey Baby" in your sleep?
on repeat, yes,
Yeah,
that
hear it from
song.
one team, hear it from our games, hear it out and
Honestly,
about.
that song is like just hearing that song every like after the games when we score, it's like I can't even explain it. I love that song.
It's gonna be like a Pavlovian response when you guys get older. It's just gonna come on the radio, and you're gonna be like, um,
Yeah.
My sister's in dance and the dance teacher played Hey Baby and she ran over to my mom and was like, "That's Emily's team song."
well, hopefully, they'll play it for you a bunch this weekend, guys.
Oh, I hope so.
Congratulations on getting this far, and enjoy the ride. All right.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.